So, we all know the story of the tortoise and the hare, right? There's a fast, overconfident hare who loses, and a slow, persistent tortoise who wins. Well, that hare is like most of the world. We're always in a hurry. We're looking for solutions to massive global issues like climate change within 5 minutes of reading about it on the internet. That tortoise, placing one foot methodically in front of the other in order to reach the finish line first, that tortoise is science. Because science is methodical. And rather than give in to a sense of urgency and a quick fix, we need to learn to go slow, like the tortoise, and trust in science to get the job done. Now, that doesn't mean that a sense of urgency around climate change is completely a bad thing. Climate urgency has been described as less a fear-based, out-of-control sense of busyness and more a reality-based sense of determination. Now, this is important because from a neurological perspective, urgency is a major source of stress, and it causes us to work repetitively and reactively. This is called fast brain execution, hare. Slow brain execution focuses less on speed and more on high-quality performance and attention to detail, tortoise. Now, which approach do you think is more appropriate if we're talking about the future of our planet? Fast brain or slow brain? Yeah, slow brain, tortoise, good work. Otherwise, we run the risk of mixing up or missing the true messages of science. Science. Don't you just love that word? I love that word. I trust science. Do you? You should. I bet you're not all climate scientists. I'm not even a climate scientist. I'm a curator of ocean science and technology, and I'm a science curator. But I am most importantly a conduit, just like we all can be. I listen to my colleagues, and I help them to share the stories that they need told with the audiences I can reach. We all need to be a voice for science. But I know that I can't solve climate change. I can do my part, just like all of you. I can donate, participate in citizen science programs, shrink my carbon footprint, use my platform for good, but I can't cool the oceans. I can't remove excess carbon from the atmosphere. So what can I do? I can slow down, I can listen, and I can trust in science. Now, science is based on evidence. Do you remember high school science class? This should be easy. To collect the evidence, we use the scientific method. Now, first, you identify a problem and you ask a question. Then, you do your background research. You construct a hypothesis and you test that hypothesis by doing an experiment. You do your experiment, then you analyze and interpret your data. You come to a conclusion and you share that conclusion with the public. Now you can see this is a fairly long process, right? It takes time. And science needs the time that it can take to analyze and carefully present results that can be validated and replicated. But just like the hare, we expect science to give us quick and easy answers. Solve the problem. Now, we've seen this with COVID, haven't we? We all want a vaccine today. We want to get back to normal today. Well, so does the planet. But bit by bit, we are all doing our part. There's more visible movement from government. Energy efficiency is increasing. We're reducing single-use plastics in many countries. Luckily, it's cool now to be sustainable. People are more aware and they act. But climate change is no longer something future and abstract. It's real and it's in our backyard. And one of the first and most important things that any climate warrior can do is to educate yourself. So, let's take a look at the ocean, my favorite. What are just 5 problems that marine science is trying to solve for the ocean? We've got ocean warming, so that's change in ocean temperature. Ocean acidification, change in ocean chemistry. Ocean pollution, stuff that shouldn't be in the ocean. Overfishing, taking more than we need. And loss of marine homes, habitats. That's a lot, isn't it? Bet you hope they have a plan. Well, the United Nations has called for a decade of ocean science for sustainable development. This is a 10-year global program that provides aims and outcomes for marine science. It is a framework within which we can apply the scientific method to tackling these 5 huge ocean problems and more, and give science the time that it needs to begin to create workable solutions. Now that's 10 years to begin to create workable solutions, not solve anything, but at least it gives them a red-hot chance. So, they're out there already. They're out there already, and they are putting their all into these problems. They're providing free access to ocean-going research vessels and equipment for scientists. They're using cutting-edge technology to understand the ocean and its inhabitants, particularly in the deep. They're taking care of the world natural and cultural heritage of our reef systems. They're mapping the seafloor. Did you know only 15% of the ocean is mapped at high resolution? And we have mapped 100% of Mars at high resolution? That's a planet. 50% is not enough. Innovating new technologies to reduce our dependence on plastics. And last but not least, a 125-member-strong team just in Tasmania dedicated to sustainable ocean futures. And these are just a few of the hundreds of organizations working on oceans, among the thousands working on climate change from a planetary perspective. Doesn't that just give you hope? So to wrap all this up, there's a big planet out there. It may look healthy, but it's sick, it's getting sicker, and it needs our help. And so here we all are today. And you're amazing just for showing up. But while we're doing what we can in our everyday lives, just remember, science is out there working hard on the problem of climate change. And when they have all the solutions and the data that they need to begin to develop some answers, they will. So care, educate yourself, do your part, whatever that may be, but don't freak out. Trust science, and we will win this race. Thanks.